opinions. I mean, even in your vocabulary, you have something called opinion shapers. I guess another way to transcribe that would be people to whom you permit the judgment of your own thinking, people to whom you acquiesce thought to, and then they do the thinking and come round and then shape your own opinion. Yeah. So then let's pick it up from there. Former vice president in the news. I mean, he hasn't been in the news in a while. I'm not sure whether you're excited to hear from the former vice president. I'm even thinking many of you still hold a grudge against the past administration for failing to grab or drag 100 million Nigerians out of poverty. I guess in his defense, he may say, well, that wasn't my vision. It was the vision of the president. It's like, well, that was your administration. I'm not sure what he would say. I'm not sure what he may have achieved with all the little money projects, money markets, mama markets, those little fund things where you were giving zero interest or one digit interest opportunities to borrow money and pay back. I'm not sure how they would score themselves, but you can tell since that administration, well, former president and former retire somewhat, relax, maybe reevaluate their own lives, the good work they have done, the subpar job they've done, the unfortunate work that they've done maybe, or even where necessary, the prosperity that they have brought on the backs of the people. It doesn't appear that much has changed since Osibajo was vice president, now former vice president. I think he still holds onto his faith, because in this particular submission, he suggested that the church has a duty. And let me also add that rather than just say the church, let's say religious bodies, religious institutions, they shape your opinion, particularly because a handful of Nigerians hold as law or truth or a standard what the man on the pulpit says, the man with a mic with a stage, on a stage, what he says. And I think maybe once again, we should look at religious institutions and the role that they play in politics. The reason I'm also dragging, maybe it's not a dragging, but I'm also trying to inject in this particular conversation in this hour, the RCCG and the updates from the pastor who was suspended by the church because, of course, found him in doing stuff that was against quote-unquote church policies. Now, remember, when that pastor was suspended, I asked you to think for yourself, where a man who leads a church would tell you that your political issues are spiritual. And then when that same church has the opportunity to spiritualize, in fact, if there's anybody with a spiritual problem at this point, it could have been the pastor, you know? Could have been the pastor fighting his flesh, and in so doing may have fallen short of the grace of God. And the church should maybe have extended the same political philosophy to the church. But no, the church suspended, and now he's been replaced. Yeah. I thought, oh, wow. So this is where we're going to borrow some sensitivity from the Lords of Logic to a Tuesday radio show on Nigeria Info Open Thought. Now, let's begin with what the former vice president had to say. Churches in Nigeria to reassess their priorities and shift focus from wealth accumulation and prosperity to the promotion of peace, productivity, and community development. The wealth philosophy as a phase in religious teachings needs to be estimated. I think we need to put a price tag on what that phase of religious teaching may have earned the church. Look, it's what it is. I'm Christian, and as they would have it, I believe we need to look at ourselves in the mirror before pointing fingers anywhere else. Now, if you're a Muslim, I'm not sure directly how this may inform your own judgment. But when it comes to the goal shifting of religious philosophies or political affiliation and how that has a bearing on religion, you pretty much know exactly how those whom you have put before you, allowed to stand before you, those whom you have voted for as leaders may have formed your judgment. And today, look at the Nigerian economy. The reason this is important is because we are in a society that more than half of us do not agree with or we wish was different. And so in order to bring about change, we must look at the mindsets and the factors that inform this mindset. So now the former vice president is saying churches should begin a new kind of sermon, prosperity, away from prosperity, which is the promotion of peace and productivity and community development. I don't know if you think this is important, but I know many of you have said a very loud amen every time someone says, you're great, you're gonna make it, you'll have money. In fact, there is a now released song which I played, I think, last week, and yesterday someone requested that I played that song. Played that song because it did quite appear that, at least from a Christian perspective, many people have made religion a stage where they go and ask God to give me something. It's a situation where we gather together on a Sunday morning and ask God what we're getting today. And in case you missed it, here it goes.
The day we stop this Christianity of meeting needs will be the day we enter correct Christianity. All this Christianity of gimme is actually paganism, modern day paganism. If all your Christianity is about God, give me one, give me children, give me that, kill my enemy, kill my enemy, kill my enemy, give me, kill my enemy, give me. Anyone that doesn't want me to succeed, die by fire. Christianity. You are a pagan rebranded as a Christian. You and the children of Baal are in the same WhatsApp group. I can give a screenshot. I don't talk carelessly, right? Give me this.
020127709. 0201-465-7190, 08095-975-805. The latter is the WhatsApp number. I want to ask you what role you think religion plays and why the vice president is only at the moment realizing that amongst many things that must bring about the prosperity of this country, religious houses must begin to preach or teach productivity. What have they been teaching? And why does it appear as though that the people are more sheeps than free men who can quite for themselves? Look, I could be wrong. I may just be harsh, or I may be a little critical of my social assumption of how society thinks or how it's patterned. Or is this an unfortunate situation where, because the people follow their leaders, the people are what the leaders make of them? Now, we can't say he's a former leader, but you kind of understand the concept. I say former leader. One of your former leaders now say there needs to be a change in the mindset. Otherwise, you have no qualms with the collective right. When politics merges, I wouldn't say merges with religion, but of course, if religion gives you a philosophy of forgive me, then when you are in a situation of abject poverty or hard poverty, when someone says, look, I'm going to give you rice, you really think it's redemptive because, hey, you don't even have food to eat. Someone asked me whether this 40 is a henceforth situation or a one-off situation. And I said, what we have by way of report, it's a one-off situation. And he said, well, Nigerians should reject it. It's not obvious you have enough courage to reject it. So let's talk on Nigeria Info. Welcome. It's Open Thoughts Tuesday. Christians, Muslims, pagans. Well, you can see how our mentality impacts our society. And that's a conversation this afternoon. You're on Nigeria Info. I'm glad you're here.
Hello.
Thank you for calling.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you.
Yeah, my name is Samuel.
Yeah. Welcome, Sam.
Yeah.
That song is
Thank you. So, about the vice president.
Yeah.
So now we have found his voice.
Oh.
So he can now speak now. Initially, when he was part of the previous government, his hands were always tied. So whenever talking, we say his hands are tied, that there is nothing you could do.
Okay.
But now the stuff that were used to tie his hand have been loosened. So now we can come out to speak. He is also part of the problem. According to a certain philosopher, he said religion is the opium of the masses, is what the politicians give to the masses. You understand? They see it like something like hope to hold on to. So the things that they are supposed to demand from the government, they won't.
Okay.
So the citizens look on to God to seek help.
Why
so
do
that's
you
why
fault,
you find out that...
Do you fault the statement, though? Is there something that you fault in this particular statement from the vice president?
Yes, I do. I do. I fault it because he is also part of it. When he was in government also, he did about it. So they are always fond of coming out and trying to say things to set the citizens against the correct government.
Okay.
When he was in government, he was also a culprit. So they are just the same. He was in the camp.
All right, got it.
The camp that just
What
ended.
role does the church?
Hope
So you
for
have
people.
blamed him now. Does the church or religious institutions play any role? Do you hold religious institutions accountable for the role that they play, or do you?
Yes, definitely. They hold like they have certain principles. Because when the people are trying to revolt, these religious leaders are being paid by these politicians to tell them to calm. An average Nigerian sees his Geo or his so-called Ajitu as a god, as an assistant Jesus. So whatever they'll say, let's not revolt to
All right.
this God to daddy. So these politicians use them to suppress the masses. Likewise, also the imams also and the traditionalists, like exactly what we saw during the protests.
All right.
They brought out Uru and all stuff. So it's just unfortunate. So it's also part of the problem. You should just keep quiet.
Wow. Thank you very much then for calling. I appreciate. Welcome to Nigeria Info on Thought Tuesday. The role of religious institutions in politics.
Hello, guys.
Thank you
Good
very
afternoon.
much. Afternoon to you.
Yeah, this is Moses coming from Lekki.
Good afternoon to
Joyce,
you.
I'll need you to do first. Why is it that whenever the word religion is mentioned, it's always thinking about the Bible side? Because even the Uru festival, that's their own religion. Everything, a lot of religion. We have a lot of religion. But why is it that when religion is mentioned, it's always about maybe Christianity?
Who are you directing that to? Me or the callers?
No,
the
I
listeners?
am. I would like you, please, to help us define that word religion.
Well, I have stated it, and it's really not beyond common sense. We know what we're talking about.
Okay. As for me, one thing I know is this. Even though the person talking to was a pastor before, what have they been preaching? Because all I know, and it's not about, even most times, about the religious leader.
Mm-hmm.
What about the followers? Are they ready to read that book, or they only open that book on Sundays when they go to their churches? So that is why they are able to make them think the way they think, and that is why they are able to mold their mentality most times. Because if you should open that book and read yourself, you know what is there.
Are you blaming the president, or you are blaming the people?
See, for me, I'm blaming the people, because the truth is that you can't be ignorant when you know something. You're ignorant when you don't know something, right? If you read your book yourself, you know what is there. And no pastors will tell you this, that right from time that I've known about reading the Bible and what God wants from us, is salvation come first. Salvation come first, then every other thing follow. But what I know they preach these days is prosperity. And accept Jesus Christ as your personal Lord and Savior, and all your problems are gone.
Yeah.
Which is never stated in the Bible like that. It's stated that the day you accept the word of God, that's the day you face challenges.
So,
but
you think the people...
Side. People follow. So when they don't read their book, what do you expect?
Okay. How prosperous have the people been, which should signal the product of this prosperity gospel that has been in the air for many years now?
I didn't get the question.
How prosperous have the people been, in your judgment? From learning and listening to prosperity sermons.
They are only making their pastors that they are worshiping prosper. And me, I don't really see. Most times, prosperity is being defined by how much you own, because they're only helping their pastors. They see them as God, they are the one they are making prosper, because those are the ones buying private jets. Those are the ones using good cars. Those are the ones building schools that their children can go to. Okay,
thank you so much for calling. I appreciate. Welcome, Lagos. And you kind of grasp the concept when I say religious, or the role of religion in society. So whether it's Christians, the Muslims, your traditional rulers, and everybody else, you give a hand over your head. Welcome to Nigeria Info. The former vice president is saying that religious institutions start teaching and propagating the the mentality of hard work. What have they been teaching? What have they been teaching the last 20 years? Let's find out. From your observation, what do you say? Welcome.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Welcome to Nigeria Info. Tunde, you say? Kende. Oh, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Okay, religion has essentially for politics because the way we use religion and politics in this country has really backward.
Who's using it?
Sorry?
Who's using religion and who's merging them together?
The politicians now,
Oh.
in combination with the religious leaders.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then this thing has really cost us so much in this country because of the fact that during the electoral period, you will realize that the politicians themselves who are supposed to be told the truth by these religious leaders won't tell them the truth. So people are going to hardship in Nigeria now today. How many of the but when they want to use them during the election period to campaign, to go and talk to their people, they know how to do that. For me, it should be separated in the politics in Nigeria. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. And I want to ask the public. So this call is saying religion should be separated from politics. Whose responsibility is it to separate religion from politics? Those to whom you also charge with the responsibility of your religion, your imams, Christians, whom at this point you appear to be blaming for what they have done to the collective social consciousness in this country, or you? Okay, let's find out. On the sunny side, it's Open Thought Tuesday on Nigeria Info. The former vice president has emerged again.
Hello.
Good afternoon. Welcome.
Joyce. Good afternoon.
Afternoon. Thank you very much for
How
calling.
was your weekend?
Thank you very much. Tell us your name. Go ahead.
Thank God. This is Market Woman.
Good to have you.
Joyce, you know what surprised me? You know, it's like, is it early this year or last year that before of President Buhari, I forgot his name, he launched a book. Did you remember?
No, I don't.
Okay, Oshibado was there. Haley is master. Then the guy that wrote the book, I forgot his name now. He was Haley is Oga.
Okay.
I said, what? Upon all what I did, if you said your hands were tied, we were in the office, you come out of that place and you are still Haley, that's the same of your Oga. Who are you as a pastor? But is a pastor he call himself, Abi? Who are you? Are you preaching Christ-like? Are you behaving like Christ? For you to hate iniquity. Joyce, I don't think I blame the people because me myself, I go to church. I will not allow any pastor to turn my head because I know what is in the book. So if you go through your book, you will know the fact. Nobody can turn your head. So everybody, God said He has given us free will. Is that not what He gives us? So to know what is right is good. And when you read your Bible, your Christ never behaved like that. He never supports evil. And he always speaks against the Pharisees.
Let me ask you. So you don't even validate the statement of the vice president at this point?
Please, let him not speak. Because he's a battle. He has this iniquity. That when you cannot speak, when you're supposed to speak, is that what Jeremiah was doing? That he read in his Bible. Is that what Nehemiah was doing? What is it? If you want to go to church, go to church. Don't go to church as a religious person. When Paul was crucifying the Christian, he was doing it under religion. So religion does not help anybody.
All right, got it.
If you want to serve God, serve it as Christ, serve it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. 99.3 Nigeria Info. You are on the sunny side. It's Open Thought Tuesday. We're discussing religion and role in our socio-economic situations, its role on our mentality, the role religion plays in politics. Hello, welcome to the show. Make it back. Nigeria Info. It's good to have you join the conversation. Hello.
Joyce. Good morning.
Good afternoon, this side of heaven.
Good afternoon, my dear. I said morning.
Hello, Shanae.
Joyce, when it comes to this kind of thing, you hear everybody. My name is Emmanuel, by the way. I'm calling you from Aja.
Good to have you.
When it comes to religion, you hear everybody saying, me, I don't follow what they say. I read my book back and front. But once they be don't read your book, you just go straight and pay. See, we are like toys in the hands of politicians and religious leaders.
Why?
As far as Nigeria is concerned, if not Africa as a whole. We are so naive, we are so gullible, we swallow as far as they put Jesus at the end of every statement, you dare not doubt them. Foolishly, Nigerians don't ask their religious leaders questions. And there is one thing I can't understand about what these religious leaders do to us as Nigerians, is that first, they'll make you become a worker, and once you become a worker in that church, the way they bill you, you pay, and they don't want you to ask questions. Coming to Oshibanjo is now talking from
It's not billing now, it's voluntary.
Oh my God of mercy. Voluntary that you are giving and you are crying. You give voluntary, you don't even have, you're giving 10,000, you don't have 2,000 in your pocket.
Okay.
You know, in your account. You don't give 10,000 in your pocket and you are hoping God will provide miracle transfer. Foolishly, but this morning I just got a message. Oh, we have to pay 10,000. I sent them a message. I said, have you asked me how I eat in my house? How my family feed? You always ask me for money, pay. I'm not going to that. See, religion, these politicians cause the trouble. Let me tell you, politicians and religious leaders work hand in hand. If you don't know, you just put it behind your mind. They work hand in hand. The politicians cause the trouble for you, frustrate you to the point, you run to your religious leaders, they tell you they have solution, pray. Lastly, they collect the last card from your hand. And you'll be left to your fate.
You don't think that, isn't there a sensibility?
This is a faith you can establish by yourself without going to a religious leader, but foolishly, you have.
Okay, but now the former vice president is saying that churches should change their narrative and teach hard.
Why is he talking that rubbish?
Oh.
Is he not a part of Redeem? Is he not Redeem that said they want to bring politics into religion, into Christianity, so that there are people who know how to practice politics? And when not there during 2015 election choice, is it not the same way? I've been what is in there for Redeem? Eh?
All right.
Were you not aware that they said they want to bring politics into church so that people can know how to practice politics? Even some of the members can participate in politics. We are fooling ourselves. As far as we see, Nigerians, they are mumu, capital mumu. They dare it to do. You cannot naive. And now I've taken my stance in religion. Now no pastor will pray and fall me down. If you try it, I will hold you two of us go down. You can't try it because all those things are scam.
I'm off on a break. Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate it. We'll be right back.
Let's talk.
Imagine being able to buy items that have been on your wish list for so long without having to worry about upfront cash payments. Are you a business looking for maximum market exposure to grow your cash customer base? The first ever small fair in Nigeria is here. Happening on the 17th of August at the Peace Steeds Conference Center opposite Nikon Town, Lekki, Lagos. From 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. At the Small Fair 2024, you can access 500k plus products and do small installment payments. Ooh. As a business owner, not only do you get to showcase your unique products and services, but you also have an excellent chance to attract new customers and increase your profits. And guess what? Attendance is free. For registration, exhibition, and sponsorship, visit www.smallfair.com or call 0916-767-2191. When your needs seem far-fetched, remember, you can do small. This fair is proudly organized by Small and sponsored by InterSwitch, Thinkra, and Quora.
Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions is underway with twists, fixtures, and champions from across Nigeria. At 4 o'clock, Adekwetu Adenike and Etomi Bernard Samuel will square up to each other on the topic. Will suspending duties and taxes on imported food positively impact the nation's food security? And at 5 o'clock, Chimereme Eberebe and Mary Uke Ashia will go toe-to-toe on the topic. Is censorship a necessary tool for maintaining social order or a violation of free speech? Judges will vote to give one loser a second chance in the competition. Who will they be? Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ tournament. 16 champions, now 15. One winner, 2 million naira. Well, I am Yvonne Ochaifo. Join Femi Obang Daniels and me from 4 p.m. on Nigeria Info as we find out I Beg to Differ, a tournament of champions.
99.3 Nigeria Info, your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
You asked and we have listened. Welcome back to the Peter Rufai Summer Sports Camp. The program is continuing and it is still as big and still as great as before. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it has been an incredible summer so far. We are excited to keep the momentum going. Do not miss out on this perfect opportunity for your children to discover and nurture their innate talents in the game of football, basketball, and other sports. Your preferred summer program promises to be unforgettable, enriching, inspirational, exciting, and full of possibilities for your children. Register today and enjoy the drills, skills, and thrills with true legends of the game, Dodo Mayana himself, and other experienced coaches. Parents are not left out. Yes, bring your awards. Now, come let us create beautiful memories together. It is going to be fun. Peter Rufai's Summer Sports Camp is continuing in the Amuo Dolphin chapter of things, and it starts Monday, the 19th of August 2024, to be terminating on Saturday, the 31st of August 2024. Now, to be happening at two locations inside Amuo Dolphin, the Darius Turf and City Pride School, Amuo Dolphin, Festac, Lagos. Registration is open to boys and girls between the ages of 3 and 17. For inquiries or sponsorship, contact the number 08100 580 744 or 0806 498 8993, or you could write to us at starroofofficial@gmail.com or send a WhatsApp message to 0811 230 1652. That is 0811 230 1652. Star Roof Official, this is powered by Star Roof Sports Development and supported by Cool FM, Nigeria Info, and Wazobia FM. Your child's well-being and safety is of utmost priority. Peter Rufai's Summer Sports Camp is out to rekindle your innate potentials and those of your children, of course.
The sunny side, 99.3 Nigeria Info. We're exactly on that line that reads 1 p.m. on the clock. We'll go from a break to bring to you the news update. We're live streaming on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM 99.3 on YouTube. We'll come right back after the update to furnish you, of course, with the headline. No, with the update. And then I beg to differ. Them kids are back on Nigeria Info. And the mistress is here. Don't go anywhere.
It's 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock.
The news update on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. You are listening to the news update this hour. President Bola Tinubu will on Wednesday depart Abuja for a 3-day official visit to Malabo, Equatorial Guinea. This visit is at the invitation of President Teodoro Mbasogo. Special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Ajurin Gelale, says both leaders are expected to hold discussions on key bilateral issues with a particular focus on oil and gas as well as security. Several agreements will be signed to strengthen cooperation between Nigeria and Equatorial Guinea in these areas. Meanwhile, the federal government and state governors now have a 3-month moratorium on local government autonomy. The agreement is over concerns arising from the impact on salary payments and operational viability. The development means local governments may wait until October before the implementation of the law in the direct payment into their respective accounts. Recall that the Supreme Court on the 11th of July this year gave mark judgment affirming the financial autonomy of the 774 local government areas in the country. The ruling shows that governors can no longer control funds meant for local government councils. 3 people are in court over alleged cult activities in Mushin here in Lagos. Wasiu Okolawo, Kende Karim, and Hamid Olatunji are before the State Magistrates Court in Ebute-Metta on charges related to alleged cultism. The trio, alleged members of the Aye confraternity, are facing 4 counts bordering on conspiracy, grievous harm, causing public panic, and belonging to an unlawful society. The police prosecutor, Jima Joseph, told the court that the defendants, along with others still at large, were involved in activities that led to chaos in the Mushin area. Another foreign thing, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky says Russia has brought war to others and now it is coming home. Speaking in his evening address, Zelensky said, quote, Russia must be forced into peace if Putin wants to continue waging war so badly. The Ukrainian military says its troops now hold 1,000 square kilometers of Russian territory in the ongoing assault. President Vladimir Putin accused Ukraine of committing crimes against Russian people and said Kiev would receive what he called a worthy response. That's the news updates this hour. It is back to the sunny side with Joyce on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
You are listening to Open Thought on the sunny side with Joyce. Let's talk. You are listening to Open Thought on the sunny side with Joyce. Let's talk.
What makes radio the place to be? Well, that's because we start from here.
This is a compound, not 1, 2, or 3, that somebody will come and say, I'm the only one coming in another 1 or 2 months. You will see that place is like a market. Yes, from 1 person to 2 to 3 to 4, you don't even know those who are living in that kind of compound. You cannot say, where do you work? Don't worry, I'll tell you.
Over here.
I married my wife when she was very young, and now we have 4 children, and 2 has finished university. She now hates me so much that I've been cheating on her. I'm not happy with the marriage again. I don't still love her, but the way she treats me is the way I don't like it, because she insults me, she brings me to nothing, even in the front of my children.
And time brings us here.
People don't want to see what this government has done, and it's left for them. They want to be picking money on the street. They want government to be dashing money. Government is not Father Christmas. Government really creates the
No, but I don't think that's what the people want, to be honest. They don't want the government dashing them money. They want something that looks like a fair standard of living. Fair, like just good enough to be called a way to live.
My work's done. The sun sets here. Mondays through Thursdays on your number 1 station for talk. 99.3 Nigeria Info.
99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk. My name's Joyce. You're on the sunny side. So there is what the government has done. Well, I'm not sure what they've done. You tell me in a moment. There's what Nigeria Info is doing, however. And Mistress with over, I beg to differ, students who are going to come here and sweat it out. Good luck to them, minds. Isn't it interesting how you can be so young and then you really give it everything? And in the moment, you're not necessarily such a bright mind. Because, I mean, you're struggling, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and
we saw that yesterday.
Tell me about it.
So at 3 o'clock, we had 2 brilliant debaters, one from Abuja and one from Lagos, who were returning champions, by the way, because this is a tournament of champions. So champions from across the regions in Nigeria are here to, slug it out for 2 million naira.
Oh, hold on a second. Let's play that back. Let's play it back. Champions from across the Nigerian region.
Yes.
On Nigeria Info.
That's correct.
You guys have balls. That's what you
ballsy,
do.
Joyce.
That's what you do when you got balls. Huh?
Exactly. And interestingly, in the first debate of the hour, it went to the victory went to the champion from Lagos, one of the champions from Lagos, even though overall the debate was quite underwhelming. I guess it was because they were the first set of debaters to go, and so more or less they were the icebreakers for the tournament, and there were just a lot of nerves at play, and they didn't quite bring
Mistress, or it wasn't their thing. Like, there's some topics that are your thing. If you gave me philosophy, I could debate you drunk.
That is correct. I mean,
but if you gave me politics, first of all, I don't even care. Then I'm really just gonna try.
I guess that's what happened, because the topic yesterday for the 3 o'clock hour was, is subsistence farming the solution to Nigeria's food crisis?
You're asking noodle-eating kids if subsistence farming, like, really?
I mean, Joyce, if they want 2 million naira, they will have to do a lot of work.
If you asked a child who lived on a farm or not away from the farm, whose parents either had like a direct affiliation or maybe even were farmers, and you say, well, compare this. I mean, that one would have even compared himself to other cereal drinking kids and would have had something
I guess that was what happened yesterday. Because
AC sleeping, noodle eating, chocolate licking kids, they know zero. about subsistence
which is
farming.
why I beg to differ is here.
Yeah.
So
Subsistence
groom
farming.
their minds and
How
prepare
many
them for-
adults can debate subsistence farming?
That is why the kids are the future.
If you
of
can
tomorrow.
debate subsistence farming, holler at me. I'll set up a stage. If I brought a farm kid to a Lagos adult to debate subsistence farming, that village child is having it.
Yeah.
All these Lagos people. Yeah. All these shawarma public. Shawarma eating people.
It was quite.
I mean,
the
I'm
debate.
making an excuse for the kids. I think that's maybe what it is.
Exactly, and also the fact that on a good day, at least for Akilose on Charles, who won at the end of the day, he wowed everyone when he first entered the competition last year.
Yeah.
But yesterday,
Was he the kid yesterday?
The first kid, not the second kid. I'm coming
okay.
to that one. That one, Joyce.
Uh-oh. Lagos, you guys are missing, man. Nah, you can't even feel that the gist is sweet. Huh?
Anyway, so to the 5 o'clock hour,
Yeah.
during that debate, another champion from Lagos, Adio Afolarin, met a 13-year-old champion from Abuja.
Okay.
Adio Afolarin is 15 years old.
Okay.
He met a 13-year-old champion from Abuja, a young lad called Omar Benedi, Excel. And both of them debated the topic. Is peer pressure a greater influence on teenagers' decisions than parental guidance?
They would know something.
Oh Lord, have mercy!
I told you
it was something.
It was
in
smokes.
It was
Nice.
And this young man, this Omar Benedi, sat here with especially because in the first hour, both debaters that had the topic about subsistence farming seemed, nervous. However, for the second hour, both debaters seemed more put together.
Okay.
It wasn't, and they of course were also opening the competition yesterday.
Okay.
So I thought to myself, what could have happened?
Is it
Again,
topic?
it's probably the topic
If you gave them debate shawarma and noodles, you see, like, it just come easy. Some things come easy.
Anyway,
Okay.
the way I beg to differ is structured is such that the kids are able to debate topics from various sectors, topics across
Yeah,
the board.
yeah.
So there's human angle, there is current affairs, there's stuff to debate on current affairs. There is even stuff to debate on teenage romance.
For real?
Yes, talk to us about that. What do you think it boosts your
Nigeria
mind?
info, you're weirdo.
And we are, because it is all about probing the minds of these young
I
ones
see that's
to
what you
see,
do.
yes, to really see where they are at and what they think.
Oh, this is
you
fun.
it is fun.
Lagos, Nigeria. I beg to. What edition is this in?
This is the Tournament of Champions,
Okay, so like.
the national championship.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
Is this the first edition for national?
Yes, this is the first edition for national.
But you've been doing it for how long now?
We've done this since 2021.
Okay, Lagos, Nigeria. Well, I don't need to tell you anything anymore now. You just know that you should be here.
Oh, Joyce, and there's a new development.
Oh, tell me about it.
So, as opposed to the previous editions where the judges, where we had just knockout stages, if you lost, you lost. This time, judges vote to keep one loser in the competition.
Oh.
To try again.
Like a wild card. Of
A wild card, that's correct.
Oh.
So this loser comes again, who is given a second chance, will have to prove himself.
Okay, before we can maybe thoroughly
exactly before we can say
you lost.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so we got one wild card yesterday, and he was the kid that debated the topic on peer pressure. He was defeated by the kid from Abuja, the 13-year-old kid from Abuja.
Wow.
So he is the wild card for Monday. Today we are going to find out who the wild card will be.
Real quick, topics for today.
So the topics for today.
You have it?
I have them. Just
Lagos,
give me a
what
moment.
time? 4 p.m., right?
4 o'clock, that's correct.
Lagos, Nigeria. So that, if they tell you something is for kids, you kind of just roll your eyes. Oh, it's just for children. Listen, someone is going to disgrace you.
I'm telling you. I'm telling you, Joyce.
Listen,
Lord have mercy.
These kids can throw you a curveball. You're like, wow, I didn't even know that.
Exactly.
Listen.
The topics for today are, for 4 o'clock, will suspending duties and taxes on imported food positively impact the nation's food security?
That's a lot for a 13-year-old.
Joyce, the price is 2 million. If you want that money badly enough, you're going to put in the work.
Wow. Second topic.
And then the second topic is censorship a necessary tool for maintaining social order or a violation of free speech?
Bring it back.
Is censorship a necessary tool for maintaining social order, or is it a violation of free speech?
Oh, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I like that one. Oh, I like that.
Joyce, I am
No, that's
excited. I am
good.
excited. I am excited about
that's
the national championship because, it is much bigger and it is the champions from across Nigeria slugging it out, So we just get to sit back and just stay in the moment and experience the minds of these young people. And I am excited again because, Joyce, these kids will blow your mind. These kids will blow your mind. In fact, the debaters today are fan favorites, especially the Lagos debaters. For the other debaters from Abuja, we will meet them today.
Okay. All right.
The first debater from Lagos is Adikpetu Adenike. She came second in the debates that took place in February this year. She is very good at that. Okay. And then Mary Uke Ashia is the debater. She is the champion.
Why am I interested now?
You should be, Joyce. It is.
No, because no. I think I'm beginning to like this.
Oh my goodness, Joyce.
And second girl. What's
the
up
second
with her?
girl, Mary Uke Ashia, is the champion from last year. That girl sat here and
schooled everybody.
Oh Lord, Joyce, just please listen to the debates. Just watch the debates today. I kid you not.
Lagos, I dare you. If you think you have just enough courage to handle some shame,
oh,
listen.
My goodness, they will shame.
Really?
These kids will put you on your toes and keep you in that manner until they are done.
Wow.
It is mind blowing.
Okay. If you beg to differ, it's because you're afraid. Well, Nigeria info up to something. Wow. Oh, well, mistress, first of all, I even love your energy. You're really into it.
Oh, my Joyce, when it's I beg to differ, it is I beg to differ.
Okay.
And I just sit there and I go,
But if I sat on there, I'd be like, this could be my son.
And this was me yesterday thinking, oh my God.
This could be my daughter.
What a brain. What a brain in that head of yours, in that little head.
And so where can people watch it?
They can watch it on Facebook. They can watch it on YouTube.
You can listen on radio.
That's correct. They can also listen on radio. We also have polls up on YouTube and on X. So that polls up so that the audience can participate and they can guess whom the judges will vote to keep in the competition.
Okay.
Among both losers, and then guess who will win the competition. The debates.
So Facebook, YouTube.
Then there are polls on YouTube and on X as well.
Okay. All right. Lagos, you have it. I'll see you at 4, mistress.
I look forward to that, Joyce.
99.3 Nigeria info. So I beg to differ has kicked off yesterday. Thrill is one way to begin to describe the passion, the flair, the promise of who may win, and the sorrow of who may fail, the anticipation, the kick. You can also feel pomp, you can feel pageantry, you can feel the display of a cavalcade of intellect. I guess Nigeria Info is trying to hold on to beauty so desperately, and they have found it in young minds. Well, the older minds are on Nigeria Info arguing whether we're going forward or coming back. In the meantime, you're going to hurry up and lay this one on us, and then we'll get right back to the conversation. So you all for listening. You're on the sunny side.
Well, oneplay.ng, it's not exactly a debate over there, but it definitely is a place where you can win money. We don't debate. We just give money away. *347 *880 *3#. That is the code standing between you and funds. Literally speaking, funds. And I can tell you, that money can be enough for you to make it to the debate. You get your chance for 2 million.
Oh, okay.
Of course, you could go to the website at www.wannaplay.ng. Once you get there, select Nigeria at your station, just so that you can put in for our money. You do it any other station, you are going to them. You are not on our team. So put in with Nigeria Info and make sure you have your 500 naira with you as you play for this ticket. Now, once you play, make sure you have your phone close to you. It's absolutely nerve-wracking. It is grating my nerves when we call and you are not there to pick Credit is not your own, the money is not your own. We are literally doing all the work for you here. All you just have to do is play and wait for luck to smile on you. And you can't even pick your call. How dare you? Respectfully, how dare you?
Doesn't this sound like a threat at this point?
It's not a threat, but how dare you? Please make sure your phone is charged and make sure it's close to you when that lucky call comes in. Make sure you're also above the age of 18, because if that is the snag on the way, it's going to be a wedge between us and giving you your money. Make sure you are also playing responsibly. Yes, because it's one play. It's not one work. It's not a job. We play. It's supposed to be having fun. And if you are not having fun, just bow out. So one play, not one work. Make sure you are playing responsibly. Make sure you are playing with only what you can afford to part with. That said, one play is registered trademark under Lasho Trading Services Limited. What this means is that the Lagos State Lotteries and Gaming Commission has licensed us to do this. So it's government approved. One more thing, you are not just playing for the daily winnings. You're playing for the end of the week winnings. 500,000 naira is also waiting for you there. If you don't win this one, you can, as we say in Igbo, Kemaronka, Ega man cousin. Let those who understand translate to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, keep playing, keep winning, and keep listening to the sunny side, because that's why it's sunny, I guess.
The conversation continues on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
I'm going to read this message here. Welcome more mature brains. Sunny Side Open Thought Tuesday. Ike Henry from AJ. Truth be told, religion in Nigeria is now a major problem because it has replaced critical thinking of the vast majority of the public. It's not a bad thing, though, but in the way we practice our religion. And for the former vice president, let me just hold my hands because we're on radio. I want to appreciate that you are careful of our sensitivities and you're holding back your tongue. Thank you. Well, on the topic of prosperity messages in church, I think as much as church leaders are to blame, I suppose that people with their will and it is also responsible for their actions or inactions. Even the scripture talks about people with itchy ears looking for places where they will only hear what excites them. There are churches where emphasis is laid on truth, but you don't see them make the headlines. You'd be amazed how it is to stomach the truth. Are you making a case for or against? 99.3 Nigeria Info. Welcome. Former vice presidents in the news. You have missed him, maybe, but many of you still hold a grudge against the last administration. He is asking churches to preach more on hard work. What have they been preaching, though? 1, 2, well, let's talk about how religion plays a role in social economic influences and how maybe the reason we are the way that we are may have something to do with the people whom you permit to exercise authority over your will, over your judgment. Thank you very much for being on the sunny side.
Hello, good afternoon, guys.
Thank you very much for calling.
Yeah, my name is Mazuda. Just, I want to let Pastor know that there is nothing Pastor will do, any of them from any religion. They are the foolish corner in the brain of wisest man. Every circle you see in this world, there is no truth there. So if Vice President, the former one, if to say he knows God, he knows the meaning of God, when he gets to the government for 8 years, he would have changed the whole situation. He would have told that God to make sure that no more evil in existence. So calling us religious leaders to do anything, there's nothing like religion can do. Religion has no power to change life because religion is very, very corrupt from A to Z. There's no good. All of them that becomes good, we are just answering them. So big name, but they are meaningless because there's a foolish corner in all of them. Whatever they get it with lies. They cannot use the creator to make anything. Okay, what is God? What can you want to tell us that is God? Nothing but God is that flesh and nothing but practice the exact truth in your occupation, wherever you're working. Whenever you're working, you must make sure say everything there is clean. You do everything, you eat with common truth.
Okay.
If you don't do that, you don't make anything.
Thank you.
understand? And all of them were Christians or religious leaders. They're all eating wrong things. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. The sunny side, well, I want to know what you perceive of your socioeconomic conditions and those who influence your reality. Hello. Make it back. Nigeria Info. Hello, welcome to the show. What's your name?
Hello, good afternoon.
Thank you very much for calling, lady.
Yes, this is Madam Lucky from Ibegi.
Good to have you.
By your topic today, you see, the truth is that these religious leaders, they are products of the society as well.
Okay.
And in society, when you have greediness that is being destroying our society today, you should know that we are just like the same. Sorry to use that language.
No, it's okay if you can prove it.
I'm coming. Madam Joy, listen. If a pastor maybe having Yahoo boys imagine having Yahoo boys at the front, parking jeep outside, and then the pastor come out to be preaching immorality and all those things to those boys every Sunday. They will not come the next Sunday.
Wow.
That is the truth. They will not come. They will not come. I have a friend that changed her church. When I found her, she told me that pastor always preach negative things. Because why? Because that pastor always hammer on those things that are immoral, those things that will bring you down as a Christian, those things that will make you young. Because the man made. I went to a church one day when he was preaching. He was telling people flying on plane. He was telling them that there are kind of accidents that will come to you, or the condition will be in hospital. At that time, everybody will think that person is dead. But that time, God will appear to save you, and we just see you cough, or maybe the accident will come. They will discover that everybody has died, but that person is dead. It's God. But when you preach all these things to them, they will see them as if say they are talking negative. So because of it now, they want to make their own. So greediness. So because of it, they are not telling themselves the truth. That's why you have to be in Nigeria today. It's upside down. People go to church, they are governors, they are captain of industry, yet we are inflating contracts. We are doing all these things.
All right. Thank you.
Madam Joyce, as
Thank
you see, we on our own, as a people, we need to change our behavior. Thank you very much.
Who is going to bail the cat at this point? Who's going to... Okay. It's a little trickier question to ask. I'll reformulate my opinion and ask that question when we return. We're going to quickly go off on a break with Nigeria Info. Don't go anywhere.
Right after this.
Imagine being able to buy items that have been on your wish list for so long without having to worry about upfront cash payments. Are you a business looking for maximum market exposure to grow your cash customer base? The first ever small fair in Nigeria is here. Happening on the 17th of August at the Peace Conference Center opposite Nikon Town, Lekki, Lagos. From 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. At the Small Fair 2024, you can access 500k plus products and do small installment payments. Ooh. As a business owner, not only do you get to showcase your unique products and services, but you also have an excellent chance to attract new customers and increase your profits. And guess what? Attendance is free. For registration, exhibition, and sponsorship, visit www.smallfair.com or call 0916-767-2191. When your needs seem far-fetched, remember, you can do small. This fair is proudly organized by Small and sponsored by InterSwitch, Thinkra, and Quora.
Nigeria Back-to-Differ Tournament of Champions is underway with twists, fixtures, and champions from across Nigeria. At 4 o'clock, Adekwetu Adenike and Etomi Bernard Samuel will square up to each other on the topic. Will suspending duties and taxes on imported food positively impact the nation's food security? And at 5 o'clock, Chimereme Eberebe and Mary Uke Ashia will go toe-to-toe on the topic. Is censorship a necessary tool for maintaining social order or a violation of free speech? Judges will vote to give one loser a second chance in the competition. Who will they be? Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ tournament. 16 champions, now 15. One winner, 2 million naira. Well, I am Yvonne Ochaifo. Join Femi Obang Daniels and me from 4 p.m. on Nigeria Info as we find out I Beg to Differ tournament of champions.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info. You are on the sunny side, Open Thought Tuesday, and there is information for your kids and maybe for you too. You want to listen to that?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, there is information that you and your children can use. You asked, and we have listened. Welcoming back the Peter Rufai Summer Sports Camp. Now, remember, it happened earlier in the month, terminating on the 3rd of August. Well, it is back because there has been popular demand. It has been an incredible summer so far, and we are excited to keep the momentum going. Don't miss out on this perfect second opportunity, for your children to discover and nurture their innate talents in the game of football, basketball, and other sports. Yes, your preferred program is back, and it promises to be unforgettable, inspirational, exciting, all those good things in one. Register today and enjoy the skills, the drills, and the thrills with true legends of the game. Dodo Mayana himself, Peter Rufai, yes, you know him, ace super ego goalkeeper, from the 90s, and of course other experienced coaches. Yes, they will be there to shore up your children's discipline, improve their technique, get them to be better footballers, and just generally better human beings, because that is what sport does more than anything. Come, let us create beautiful memories together. It is going to be fun this time around. The Peter Rufai Summer Sports Camp will be happening in Ilonia. It's going to be domiciled in Amuodofin from Monday the 19th of August to Saturday the 31st of August 2024. To be happening at Darius Turf in Amuodofin, and of course the City Pride School Amuodofin, Festac, Lagos. Registration is open to boys and girls who are between the ages of 3 and 17. For inquiries and sponsorships, contact the number 08110 058 0744. That is 08110 057 0744. You could also call 0806 498 8993. That is 0806 498 8993. Send your emails to starroofofficial@gmail.com or send us a message on WhatsApp number 081 230 1652. That is 0811 230 1652. This initiative, the Peter Rufai Summer Sports Camp, is powered by Star Roof Sports Development, and supported by Cool FM, Nigeria Info, and Wazobia FM. Your child's well-being is definitely top of mind, and it is definitely a guarantee at the Peter Rufai Summer Sports Camp. So come and rekindle their innate passions, your children's innate passions, your child, your word alike, all of them, they deserve the best. So make sure you are there the 19th to the 31st of August 2024. Do not miss it.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side, 1:30 on the clock. It's Open Thought Tuesday. You on the sunny side.
You are listening to Open Thought on the sunny side with Joyce. Let's talk.
99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. Welcome, and we are talking. A few more minutes assigned to this conversation, and then we have to segue to another conversation. Not much time will be given to that. I think I just want to bring to your knowing. I want to bring to your awareness something that you may already be familiar with, but if it's going to play right in front of our eyes, then before our eyes we would watch it play. So on Nigeria Info, I want to play you an excerpt from the Hot Facts show yesterday, and I want you to tell me what you think about what you hear. But that would be in a moment. In the meantime, I want Nigerians, I think we're hardly a secular nation. We're a religious people, largely. I mean, at this point, you can say that many people have their thinking done by religious figures, whether it's Christianity, Islam, or it's, opinion shapers. I mean, I don't even know what you mean when you say that, but I guess we can attempt to understand the import of it. And the other one would be maybe your traditional rulers, where you have persuasions of what your tradition says, and beyond reason, you stick to death to that. So let's talk about the former vice president who is asking religious leaders to preach more about hard work. But then again, the last caller said something. He said that the people and their leaders are the same. But even more troubling would be what one can infer from that. If your religious leaders are corrupt, waiting an opportunity, if they're weak-willed, then are the people likewise? Because you think about the Nigerian situation, and if you are honest, this Nigerian situation, which all of you pretty much complain about, has been brought about by the actions or inactions of Nigerians themselves. And so maybe this is an opportunity to run an introspection on yourself and see what you emerge with. The Sunny Side, good afternoon to you. I'm sorry, I think you have a connection issue there. Maybe you'll call me back. Hello, Nigeria Info.
Yeah, Joyce, good afternoon. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Welcome.
Jonathan is my name.
Thank you, Jonathan. Real quick, go ahead.
Well, Joyce, when I was growing up, I'm a Baptist. When I was growing up, religious leaders in my denominations are about missionary. When I mean missionary, even though if you have the best of results in this whole world, you go and file it, you will not look for job, you will be facing missionary job 247. But in this generation, a lot have changed. A lot have changed. I don't really blame this religious leader too much. I also blame the followers too.
Okay.
You see, the followers too, they have allowed themselves to be brainwashed. Unfortunately, missionaries, men of God, now choose the kind of mission they want to do. And this mission they do now these days is riches and riches and riches. Nobody's preaching hard work again. Except because you have a lot of churches all around everywhere. And that's why the country is like this. A situation by a man of God that is supposed to be a full-time missionary. Missionary means you have to look at your nation and be preaching. Now men of God are running for contract. Members too are running for contract. That's what we have these days. And that's why we see what we are seeing now. So me, I don't blame the men of God. Even we as followers, I know. I want to just tell you a short story. And I lost my dad. You know, the man of God was on the altar and he gave a message one day that I should come and replace my dad in that church. So he thought I would just move for that message. Months after he called me again, I said, sir, I don't have the conviction that I should come to this church yet. That's my message. And that's how we Baptists, we think. We think critically. We don't just, because you see man, you do follow. No. And that's what we have today. That's what we have because we don't, somebody was saying, it's really easy to.
Is it because Nigerians are uneducated? Are they willfully ignorant? Is this just a deep level of internally woven stupidity? Like, what is this?
Unfortunately, I won't say Nigerians
are we greedy? Are we greedy? Is this just greed?
I don't just get it because we are the best of educated people around the whole world. Because I'm always surprised when it comes to this religious thing. People just get brainwashed easily. Maybe because of, well, people are saying our politicians have caused a lot of hardship to the point that everybody is now camping for miracle. It shouldn't be so. To the point that you now lost your brain, lost your mind. I don't think it should be so. In the Western world, who brought Christianity to us, I don't think this is how they practice their own Christianity. I don't think so. So it's unfortunate that we find ourselves in this kind of criteria. I don't know. But I think a lot of Nigerians need to put on their thinking cap and refuse to be brainwashed. That's the way I look at it. Refuse to just decide that you are not going to be brainwashed. It's a very simple thing.
Thank you very much for calling.
Thank you.
I do appreciate. So it does quite appear that a handful of you may indirectly be agreeing with the Vice President. Hello. Good to have you.
Hi, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Welcome to Nigeria Info.
Okay. My name is Emmanuel.
Okay. There's a noise. Sorry, there's a noise there. There's a noise. Take us off speaker, please, real quick.
Okay. Can you hear me clearly now?
Okay, we can manage it.
The last caller nailed it. We are very gullible. Did you know that 80% of Christians in Nigeria don't think for themselves? But when it comes to their working places, they think for themselves. They solve solutions for themselves. They do everything for themselves. But when it comes to choosing what they want in life, e.g. a life partner, they think religious leaders should think for them and choose that partner for them. Religious leaders, as far as I am concerned, are the major problem we have in this country. okay, we pay everything they asked us to pay. Now we are angry, we want to come to the street. They went and collected envelope and now tell you, sit back, God will do a miracle for you. Then you keep hoping for that miracle to be done. I heard one religion leader said he was about to have an accident on top of a bridge. When he closed his eyes, he said, Jesus, and the bridge now expanded, and the accident did not happen. And gullibly, we will all believe this because it is coming from the mouth of who cannot lie.
All right.
So, until we wake up to ourselves to think and to act and to solve our problems for ourselves, why is it that we all believe that religious leaders should not work? They should be full-time pastors. And when you try to say, why are you not working? Other members will tell you, God has called him full-time. What full-time? In which country? If he goes abroad, he works and he still preach. But in Nigeria, he said he's not working. He wants to be a full-time pastor. And we here all will accept, oh, let him be. He's working full-time for God. We are just gullible. We are the biggest mumu in terms of Christianity. Thank you.
Okay. So then I guess maybe Nigerians would have an expectation as to what the preachings in the mosques or in the churches should become. Turn up the volume of your radio set. Hello?
Good afternoon.
Welcome.
Yeah.
What's your
Mike
name?
here. Mike.
Turn up the volume of your radio set, Mike.
I've done that.
Okay, great. Thank you. Go ahead.
Sorry for the record. Is this the Vice President Osibanjo Atiku Abubakar we are talking about?
Oh, no. Recent former Vice President, Osibanjo.
That's Osibanjo.
Mm-hmm.
He has been quiet since he left the office. Why is it that maybe he has suddenly chosen to talk? And the best topic he chose to make himself visible again is the issue of religion.
Is anything wrong with that?
So convenient. I will tell you a little story, Joyce. Because I don't understand why these people, when they are in government, they will not have solution to anything. But once they come out, they will have all the solutions. I was working in Abuja in one marketing research company. That was 2016, yes. You remember this program they call You Win during Jonathan time? You remember You Win?
Yes.
Yes. When Buhari got into this thing, I think they scrapped that You Win and replaced it with something with another program, similar program, but that one is called GEM, G-E-M. It's a partnership of World Bank and the Federal Ministry of Trade and Investment. So it's about empowering small scale and medium businesses, you understand? Mm-hmm. So the consultants for that program was PricewaterhouseCoopers. So they hired my company then to source them interviewers because they invited business owners. In the first time, it was both business owners and business ideas. So they invited them to come to Abuja. So they trained us on the questionnaires. So we have to interview these people. How much is your business and how much is the raw materials, your workers? When is your break-even point? You know, those business questions, because they are trying to find out how your business is doing, so that to ascertain if your business is doing well, because they want to be sure your business is doing well, that what you need is money to expand your business so that you can employ more people and do this thing. So if they ascertain that your business is doing well, they will give you grants. The first one we did was at Boating White Apartments in Gariki in Abuja. So people came, they gave them grant because through the testimony we learned that they gave 6 million, 10 million, 12 million. As that detail would determine as how big as your business is, you understand? So they gave them those who qualified to be given those grants, they gave them those grants. Mm-hmm. We did about 3 batches in Boating White Apartment in Gariki. Mm-hmm. Then after that, we did at Barcelona Hotel in Usetu. Then after that, we did about 2 to 3 batches in Barcelona Barcelona Hotel in Usetu. Then the last one was at Ibeto Hotel in Gudu District. So why am I telling you this? After after the first one, because I remember the first one I did at Boating White Apartment, I interviewed somebody from Lagos. But then later on, they diversified it into the 6th geopolitical zone in North Central was Abuja, the other North West Kano, the other one. So in the other south is Enugu, south Port Harcourt, southwest in Lagos. So people from the North Central were coming to Abuja. And those are business owners. They will come and we will interview them. So now, during the last batches, we did that both in White Apartment in Gudu District. And of course, you know that anything under the auspices of, anything about trade and investment economies is under the auspices of the Vice President, right? You know that, right?
Okay, yeah.
So that program was directly under the office of the Vice President. So when we are doing those batches in that Ibeto hotel, our supervisors suddenly come and call some of us that we are good in administering the questions. He selected about 5 to 6 to 7 of us and moved us to a very secure place in the hall where we are doing that. They said that there were special candidates that was coming, that those of us that are going to interview them. It was just like making them go through the process. Mm-hmm. So those people came in. They prepare us to be so kind, so nice on them, just to make sure they pass through the process.
Okay.
Joyce, those people at least, because those with those who have lasted for 3 days, at least all the people I interviewed, they said they were a special candidate from the office of the Vice President. Now, note to everybody, I'm not alleging anything. I'm just telling the stories. So you can use your head and add one or two. Whatever you make out of it, that is your business. I'm not saying that I know anything, but I'm telling you what I know about that thing. So they said that those special candidates, so they ushered them in directly to that corner of the hall where we were seated. So we just interviewed them. But all the people I interviewed were mostly Yoruba people, and they were Redeemed Christian Church of Guinea members.
These special people that came through, the special people?
Yes,
okay.
Those special candidates. Mm-hmm. And most of my colleagues, which we talked to, they said the same thing. So those people, we just went through the process, asked them the questions, they answered and stuff like that. All of them for 3 days.
But their businesses were good. But their business idea or the business development was good.
They had no business. Most of the people I interviewed had no business. You want me to tell you everything? There was no business. They were just people they selected to just come and pass through the process so that they will give them this thing.
Okay.
Which business they have. If you are talking to people, we know people, those who had business and those who came just for it.
Okay.
This kind of business they have. So they did all those things. Do you know, after that thing, everybody that came, because all those people that came, they started posting them, come to workshop, and none of them was given any other money. I guess some of those people, they diverted the money and channeled it to those people who were not supposed to take that money. The real people who needed it, because, not everybody can be employed by Unilever, Dangote Refinery on that. You need those small-scale business in any look and kind of the country so that people, they can take unemployed youth from the population. That is the importance of small-scale and medium business. Mm-hmm. So it's not about big factories. That was how that program was jeopardized.
Oh.
You understand? So now, I'm not saying anything, but they will come out and preach to you and say they are pastors and all that. The little things that can work and make this place better, they will divert it.
Yeah, but when you say jeopardy, is it that after you gave those select special people the funds that you thought they didn't deserve?
I am not giving any fund. I'm telling you that it is not it's not for me to give fund. For us, we are just interviewers.
Okay, for you to qualify them, pardon me.
Yes, it's just for us to pass through the process. And but this will hear that it was those special people that they give the money. I'm not saying I give.
Oh, yeah,
it's not my job.
I get it. So, but then when you say it was jeopardized, did the program end just after that?
It ended in disarray. Now, those people, they were promising them before, none of them, because after that, there were some people you communicate after that. They said, no, and so they just do them ton. They were not giving nobody, nothing was heard of that program. That is how everything died down.
Okay, all right, okay.
Wow. So when they come and preach to you, don't listen to them. When they are there, they will not do anything, no. It's when they come out, they will start talking.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much for calling. 99 indeed. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Okay. The volume of your radio set. You're on the sunny side. We're Nigeria Info.
Lady J, good afternoon.
Thank you very much for calling. Tell us your name real quick. You go ahead. Oh, Skype caller. I beg you. I didn't see you. Please. Skype
Yeah.
caller. Thank you so much for holding on. I appreciate.
Thank you. Joyce, this is Abiola from Manchester.
Good. Real quick.
You remember Obasanjo blow hot one time, and I think it was in RCCG, that he has to tell Baba Deboye that, Baba, come and carry your pastor where you ask them, you bring them to come and be praying for me. But they are running after contract. I don't know if you know that
No,
story.
I didn't hear it.
Yeah. Obasanjo, he's a very straightforward man. He told Baba Deboye that, okay, come and carry your pastor, since they have become a contractor and leaving the job they are given to do. So he went open that time like that. I believe it should still be on the internet if you research it.
Okay.
That is number one. So we are like Joyce, we are in a big problem where we celebrate materialism and it becomes so worrisome. Even Osinbajo, who asked us to blow, you understand when you brought this issue of being blow. He himself did not blow, not because
I'm sorry,
it's not hard work.
Yeah.
Am I breaking?
Yeah, you're breaking, please. It's very.
Are you with me now?
Yeah, good, better.
Yeah. Not because he was not an hardworking man, but because the system was not established for hardworking people. How do you talk about hard work in a system where economy is not functioning, where there is no job? Let me narrate a story like the man there narrated. I'll quickly narrate too.
Give us the best one.
Okay, let me give you the best one.
Yeah.
There is this program organized by the federal government. Is into farming, fishery under Buhari. So I got one. So I gave it to my wife. She went for the program. She picked fishery. So I was like, okay, let's dedicate ourselves to this thing. We still have a big compound. We can do fishery. So she went. Every day she's cover. We spend a lot for transportation from Abeokuta to that location in Obafemi Odi local government. So at the end of that program, Joyce, do you know what she was given? She was given a tank to come and pick in Lagos for someone who they lecture and they empower that, okay, you have learned fishery. After you have learned fishery, the fish were not seen, the equipment they promised were not seen, the fund were not seen. The only thing they asked her to come and pick in Lagos is this white tank, this plastic tank.
Okay.
So I have to ask her, okay, if you go and pick this tank now, what will the value be? What will it be for? Where are the fishes? Where are the money they promised they are going to give? So how do you become an hardworking person in a system like that? So if Oshiba, at least we as of today, we can speak and say, okay, when Buhari left, he was able to make some economic decision and some decision that even removed someone, a government official who went to House of Representatives then to go and close it down. He removed him and do some. For me, he's a good guy, but as much as he was hard work and patriot, was he able to blow? Was he?
What do you mean blow?
Yeah. If you remember, Shibaju, his last statement after he left office was that Nigeria should strive anywhere to blow. And then I was asking you that even Osinbajo himself, did he blow? Did he eventually become the president he wished to become to fix Nigerian problem?
Okay.
So we have all this madness everywhere. People are being contracted. Okay, just let me ask you, why do our government officials pay for people to go to Jerusalem, to Mecca? They give them materialism to collect even spiritual. I have a woman who went. Do you know what they do every day? They will pray, because from Ogun State. They will pray for Governor Mosu every day. Any point they get to, they will pray for Governor Mosu. Pray for Governor Mosu. Even the woman was even telling me that even herself that went, she didn't have even time to even pray for herself.
Wow.
So I don't. Let me quickly round up with it. I have the secretary to the local government.
That's 3 stories already.
It's just sad. It's just sad. This man, I went to his house one day. If you see the group of our father that were praying for him, I was like, these people don't they get job? How do you become an hard worker in such a system? Just tell me.
That's a very good story, to be honest.
It just sad where we are. We Nigerians are hard work everywhere. We are very hardworking people. If you see what Nigeria are doing here in UK, some of them will leave one job and go to another job, even though it's killing, but they do the job. When this madness of attack happened, there was this British who was asking one of the protesters, what happened? He said, we are taking their job. Okay, they said, why are you not doing the job? He said he was once a criminal, so he couldn't get job. That anywhere he get to, this place, if you have gone to prison once, it's on your name. It blackmail you anywhere you go. That one was not saying, okay, how does immigrant now take your job? Nigerians are hardworking people. We are a ordinary group of people, but this group of irresponsible adults leading us is a problem.
Ooh,
that's why I don't listen to all this X that again. It is when they leave government that they will start having solution to Nigerian problem. It's just so sad. So sad.
Well, thank you
Joyce.
so much. I really do appreciate the part where you said that. No, I think it was the previous caller who told the story about this scheme that was under the regulation of the Office of the Vice President, and also the story that this gentleman from the UK has told. You can see how it's as though our words, or the words of our leaders, and the Nigerian reality are two opposite things. And the only reason there is a consistency or a perpetual pattern to the Nigerian factor, the Nigerian poverty, difficulty, hardship, is either because our leadership or the Nigerian people, or both, are hypocritical, they are greedy, they are biased. Yeah. But one thing is even at this point certain. This God thing that we throw around, at this point, it's safe to conclude that God may not necessarily be involved in the matter. It's too complex. It's not even straightforward for you to follow it on a straight line. It's 5 minutes before the top of the hour. We're going to quickly go off on a break. We'll read a few more messages, and I want you to help us look for Yahaya Bello.
Imagine being able to buy items that have been on your wish list for so long without having to worry about upfront cash payments. Are you a business looking for maximum market exposure to grow your cash customer base? The first ever small fair in Nigeria is here. Happening on the 17th of August at the Peace Conference Center opposite Nikon Town, Lekki, Lagos. From 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. At the Small Fair 2024, you can access 500k plus products and do small installment payments. Ooh. As a business owner, not only do you get to showcase your unique products and services, but you also have an excellent chance to attract new customers and increase your profits. And guess what? Attendance is free. For registration, exhibition, and sponsorship, visit www.smallfair.com or call 0916-767-2191. When your needs seem far-fetched, remember, you can do small. This fair is proudly organized by Small and sponsored by InterSwitch, Thinkra, and Quora.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We're back.
We are back.
We're back on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Okay, so we have a few more minutes here. We're going to quickly go to WhatsApp. There's a message here from, I guess, another Nigerian who is in the know of the said grants that was under the office or the jurisdiction of the Vice President. Let's hear the message, please.
Joyce, good afternoon. What that man explained is exactly what is going on. I remember when they talked about the free grant to small business and to help farmers and other agricultural revolution under Buhari, which was shared by the Vice President. But after seminar and money, we paid through Global Tech and many more those so-called pastors that have been selected to mind those programs, deviated those money to their friends and to their families and also their gang. The real people that benefited from such program was left behind. I still have my certificate and card which was given to me then. My name is Mazi Okonkwo from Ikorodu.
Thank you very much for your message. I do appreciate. Okay, another one.
So, Joyce, good afternoon. I left a particular church some times ago as a result of too much demand for money in the name of pledge and seed sowing. I was so uncomfortable with it.
99.3 Nigeria Info. So I think that there is something that needs to be psychologically evaluated about the Nigerian people and the choices that they are making. For some very weird reason, maybe just two people may have given some consideration to the statement by the vice president. Every other person is at this point nearly assuming, or at least stating plainly that the religious houses, the churches, the mosques, the religious leaders are puppets in the hands of maybe politicians or in bed with politicians. And then when the religious leaders who, for reason of they're in bed with these other political guys, do not have the courage to confront the political guys, come back and finger the brain of the church-going person and tells them a story that makes them, I don't know, timid, unintelligent, unwise, without will, without courage, without truth, really. And God knows what else they have taken away from you. Then my question is, what are Nigerian people doing in that regard? What are you doing? Are you educating yourself? Are you quitting those religious houses that in some way have invisible chains around your own mind? Because it's one thing to say it. It's something else to do something about the problem. If you say it's a problem, but you do not have the courage to make a bold change or take a bold step in a different direction, this problem certain, except there's a miracle that happens tonight. Tomorrow, these problems persist. They continue. They're not going to change until the people change. And I don't know what change to be. I want to quickly share with you, I think I have about a few minutes here. I want to quickly go to, because I opened it. Okay, so in the news, it's reported Pastor Kayode Piton has been appointed as the new pastor of the City of David Parish, Lagos, of the Redeemed Christian Church of God. The reason this story is particularly interesting is because the general overseer recently said that the Nigerian situation is a political one. It's a spiritual one. It's a spiritual problem. And social media pretty much had views, opinions, things to say about why the church leader would categorize Nigerian problem as a spiritual problem. And I really just went through the news. I really just went through the events that captured or reported that statement. And you can see that there seems to be some judgment around the Nigerian problem and how the speaker or the leader eventually arrived at how the Nigerian problem is a spiritual problem. But I want to share with you what the church has done about what appeared to be obviously a spiritual problem. We'll be right back.
Headline News on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
On the headline news this hour, President Tinubu will depart Abuja on Wednesday for a 3-day visit to Equatorial Guinea, while federal government and 36 state governors reach 3-month agreement on local government allocations. Federal government takes delivery of newly manufactured CNG buses. Federal government reiterates commitment to sustainable interventions to combat environmental challenges. Federal government says implementation of clean cooking policy will create 10 million jobs. Federal government approves new national policy on health workforce migration. Economic and Financial Crimes Commission says former Kogi Governor Yahaya Bello remains wanted. Bank Directors Association of Nigeria says proposed 70% windfall tax on profits from foreign exchange transactions is excessive and ill-timed. Governor Sanwo-Olu and his immediate predecessor, Ambode, hold talks over future of Lagos State. 3 suspected cultists arraigned in court on 4 counts bordering on conspiracy and causing panic in Mushin area of Lagos. Nigerian activist Showore kicks against military takeover in Nigeria. Adekbetu Adenike will, at 4 o'clock, take on a Tommy Bernard Samuel in Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ Tournament of Champions. On the foreign scene, senior Tanzania's main opposition party leader Freeman Mbowe freed on bail ahead of youth rally. Kenyan starvation cult leader Paul Mackenzie pleads not guilty to cult-related mass deaths. And Bangladesh court opens a murder case against ex-premier Sheikh Hasina and 6 senior figures from her administration. Those are the headlines. I am Yvonne Ohaifo. You are listening to The Sunny Side with Joyce on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info. Ask everyone. Anyone.
All right, 99.3 Nigeria Info, the sunny side. I think that I'm trying to underscore something here. So let's go to out of RCCG. Following months of controversy, the Governing Council of the RCCG has appointed former Managing Director of the Bank of Industry, Pastor Kayode Piton, as senior pastor of the city of David Parish in Lagos. His appointment comes 2 months after the former senior pastor of the parish, Idowu Iluyomade, Idowu Iluyomade, was suspended for allegations bordering on corruption and refusal to transfer. All right, let me take it a little further. Piton would replace the pastor who has been in charge since Iluyomade's suspension. They said that Iluyomade, although Piton's appointment was not made public at the just concluded National Convention of the Church, sources in the mission revealed that his promotion and appointment has ended Iluyomade's time at the parish. All right, now, I also hear that sources also say Iluyomade was silent over the development, but added that he was not comfortable with the decision, as it was unclear if he would remain in RCCG. Now, the rest is just details. I think I want to extract something here. So the church is run, and the church should be run. And run, I use the term loosely. I think what I really mean is manage. You manage the affairs, the books, because you're also managing people. You're paying salaries. You're paying to maintain the church. You're pretty much even helping widows. You're helping the poor. I'm not sure what else goes in there. I guess helping the less privileged who are supposed to be sheep, and you have a duty to be shepherd. So I fully comprehend that there is the monetary part of church regulation. But I also must say that there's the political part of running the church. Let's see. Yeah, I have no direct, what's it called now? I don't get into church politics. I don't even get in that space. But I've heard people really complain, like Christians complain about the politics that happens in church. It's found in the old kind of churches. I don't know whether the Muslims have anything like that, but you would surprise me if you don't have it, so I can only speak on the one that I know, right? So there's the politics that happens. So here, let's go to this, and the tragedy of this thing that I'm highlighting here is that I've seen Christians suffer. David would say, since I was born, now I'm old. I've never seen the righteous forsaken. And I really mean this loosely. I've seen the righteous forsaken. I've heard of the righteous die at the hands of bandits. And I've heard almost nothing from Khan, and sometimes when you hear stuff, it's more they're trying to manage the peace, and sometimes you wonder who's really speaking for these people, who is fighting for them, who's taking up their cause. Yeah, so they just feel like the victims of circumstance. They happen to be there, and unfortunately something happened, and they're dead, and that's it. All right. So let me share with you how this is reported. It was said that Pastor Enoch Adeboye, General Overseer, Redeemed Christian Church of God, this was dated, let's go to the date, February 12, 2024. Let me just go to the heart of the matter. He says, our politicians working hard. Let me see. I want to quote it verbatim. I have, quote, I have come again this time around because it has become clearer to us that the problems our nation is facing is more than political. Our problems will require quite a bit of spiritual solution. And this is not a statement, a faulty statement, to be honest. This is not in itself, in isolation of every other factor that plays a role against that statement. You can see that, yeah, every problem has a spiritual string to it. But the Nigerian problem is politically faulty. You don't even have to be like an intellectual to figure that out. There's a political faultiness about it. And to straightforwardly say, well, this is a spiritual problem where, once again, the people are told that if they're going to want any kind of deliverance or redemption, they would have to go pray, speaks straightforwardly to the mental manipulation that happens, and we have to call it out, a straightforward mental manipulation, because even your religion tells you that this is faith and work. So it's one thing to believe that if you prayed, the problems will be solved. It's something else for you to assume that there would be nothing you are charged with by way of duty, but just prayer, and then your problems would go away. And we need to just look at your lives. We need to look at the Nigerian economy. We need to look at the Nigerian society. And this generation, I don't think this generation prayed as much as the last, maybe, I don't know, I wouldn't say the last generation. Nigeria, the 80s, 90s, there used to be crusades. There was a season where churches used to have crusades some of the churches, I don't even know their names, but I knew that there was this phase of crusades. So you look at Nigeria, you just do a mental look back and see where we have come. So evidently there's a political stringing to the Nigerian problem. And to exclusively say, well, it's a spiritual problem is wrong. It's wrong. That is wrong. But here is what the church did when they found a pastor who they had to interrogate under allegations of corruption and reason to not leave the church. I don't care what happens. I'm just borrowing the logic here. The pastor was suspended. They did some interrogation and thought it was reasonable in the managing of the church to suspend the pastor. Yeah? So after suspension, they evaluate him. They're like, this is not good for the church. This is me supporting it. But you see, that logic that they have played out in church, they do not play it out in society. So it can speak to the hypocrisy of the church. It can speak to the lack of will, the lack of courage to come out and say things that you should. But I think that the church is only half the problem. I think that the people now, it hurts to see how you have allowed someone else use your head. It just hurts. It hurts so much that your lives are worse off. And there's no amount of prayer that you will pray that can change. You just look back 10 years, 20 years. Just look at the economic development. Yeah, there are a few people rising and falling, but as a collective, for the amount of churches we have, for our religious inclination, it's sad. It is sad to see that I don't know if it's a case of laying in bed with the devil, you know? I don't know what it is. I guess it's a lot of political thing happening in the background. But I think that the Nigerian people now, this is not me asking you not to go to church. This is me asking you to think for yourself. This is me asking you to take up the duty, the responsibility, because whatever you think is a problem now, just multiply it. Just multiply it. Whatever. Because I think you think it's not a statement of faith to say, oh, multiply your pain or your sorrow. Declare good thing. Don't speak positively. Say righteously. Don't you feel like you have deceived yourself all your life? Where there is this implicit believing, without judgment, without thinking, without interrogation, without introspection, without charging with, and maybe it's difficult for you to charge them with accountability because you yourself are hardly accountable. All right, so I'm going to go to the telephone lines, and then I'm going to read a few more messages. And there's so many opinions running out here. Joyce said there's politics in every religion, same as the Islamic clerics too. When the imams go for functions, they generate money there. They will be monitoring themselves so closely that after the function, they fight themselves when they're sharing the money. This is Wale from K2. Oh, that's interesting. Hello, welcome to the show. Thank you very much for calling. Good.
And I want to tell you that one man called that Nigeria is we can never be mumu. But what can we do? Some illiterate market women and artisans that are going to church, you cannot come because of what they are looking, and somebody will come already and say, you can never be mumu. I have a grudge for the past leader vice president. For his achievements, he suspended an SSS chief that occupied National Assembly 2016 when our president was in his sickness tourism. So another his achievement was he said that money given to the south, southwest and north, and did not give south and the southeast. So another thing I want to tell you, the religious institution in Nigeria is 95% political. I refer them as a political cannibal. That's what has failed me and Nigerians. They are afraid to talk because they have planes and owning demorrages in our airports. There is nothing like pastor in the Bible. What I know is shepherd. I have a pastor in my street, about 50, only to help the needy and help in street road and help for widows and other things.
You have
50 but other ones are buying SUV, 100 million, buying shoe, 1 million, and telling me that I should go to pay tax. He said one day when I go to church, he said, if you don't pay tax, make I don't enter heaven. So I go there and say, if that tax will make me I don't enter heaven, better make I remain in this world. Are you hearing me? So it's very, very unfortunate that they have become a stooge and a clown to the politicals. How can a pastor buy 3 places in COVID and the least member of his church and his children cannot enter his kindergarten? I remember August 1988 when Mother Father sang Religion and Politics, blessed memory of Mother Father. Religion is 90% of politics. 90 billion Hajj. Now EFCC want to enter and prosecute and investigate the disbursement of the Hajj. That is another one, politics. Another also, we vote according to religion. Me, since January 1st, where I go thank God for my life, sustaining last year. I know they enter church. Now, where God created.
Okay, thank you. Look, this is not to suggest that you shouldn't go to church. It's not the going to church that's the problem. It's that your head doesn't work. That's the problem. Hello, how are you?
Yeah, hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you.
Please, Joyce, I have listened to so many contributions about. So I understand maybe are we discussing Christianity? Are we discussing the...
Look, you don't have to bother too much.
Good morning, Joyce.
Good afternoon to you. Welcome to the show.
This is Malik speaking.
Welcome, Malik.
Joyce, we are docile in our country. We are carried away by what we don't know, and we wait for miracle. So many of us behave as if we have taken Indian hem. So we imagine that as the plane they fly, make 100 billion folk on hit us B for chest without walking. The crusade they are talking about, there's a new system of it now. The internet has brought a new style to crusade.
Thank you.
So you don't need to gather people anymore. With the internet, you can still cash out. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Mm-mm.
A bishop was owing my late dad. This one I was there. A prominent bishop said, Mr. Emmanuel, I cannot pay your money because there are devil around you. Do you know what my dad told him? My Lord, you're a man of God. Help me to chase the devil away. You that have the power.
That's a lie.
I'm telling you the truth.
No, that's a lie.
I don't want to mention the bishop name.
That's still a lie.
Sure, I'm telling you the truth. John, look, the church or the mosques Our leaders have made them to use us. You will see a street, more than 50 church. Nothing happening in that street too. Nothing. Nothing is going on there. They were doing all that evil thing, using voodoo power up and down, lying to people up and down. To me, God is in your heart, not the church you go to. Then for the vice president, please, quick one. Joyce, you know I laugh. The present vice president now, where he's from, Promotional State, what did he do in that state that they will count him as a good leader? For Sibanjo, you came to the wrong hand of Nigerian politics. They will never allow you work as long as you are ready to steal money. Good morning or good afternoon.
So we're talking about tribalism in the church. I'm not even going to go there because I really don't know what to say in that regard. I haven't seen it. So I wouldn't know what to say. Hello, welcome.
Hello, Joyce. Good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Thank you so much for calling.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me? Hello? Okay. Hey, how are you?
Hey, good afternoon, Joyce.
Okay, so remember, you have to turn off the volume of your radio set when you call in. Good afternoon to you. The volume, please.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon to you. So good to have you. Hello.
Joyce.
It's a lot.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon, welcome. What's your name?
Yes, my name is John from Surulere.
Welcome, John.
Yes, I know your office on Etimiyang and
Hello. Can you hear me? Hello, good afternoon to you. How are you? Hello?
Hello.
Afternoon to you.
Yes, Joyce.
I can hear you. Afternoon to you.
Yeah, this is Fina.
I can hear you. What's your name?
This is Fina.
Fina?
Yes.
Oh, welcome, Fina. That sounds Hausa or English. I'm not sure.
It's English.
Okay.
See, my point and my opinion on this case is true from what the pastor said, the GO said.
Mm-hmm.
The reason is this. You see, any land that there is injustice suffers a lot. What Nigeria is suffering today is injustice. So you will trace it to spiritual issue.
Okay.
That is it. So it's not that it's spiritual, but the injustice in the land has cost the land so much.
Oh, wait, you say it's not that it's spiritual, but I thought you said it's spiritual. I'm a little confused.
You said, no, what I'm saying is this. When there is injustice...
Mm-hmm, I heard that.
So you will trace it spiritual. That is why the pastor said it's spiritual.
Okay.
He's stressing that injustice because if you want to analyze, like, what is happening, why is things not working, you will know that it's injustice. So a lot of hand is there. It's spiritual hands.
Okay. So is prayer the solution? Is prayer the solution?
Prayer? No. To me, it's doing things right or giving people justice. You have to do things right.
Well,
You have to retrace those errors, those mistakes, those things that we have done is leading us to this position. We have to correct all those things to get things right.
All right.
It's not prayer.
Oh, well, so we needed to verbalize that so that people know what they're in pursuit of. Thank you so much for calling. Hey, how are you? Good afternoon to you.
Hi, Joy. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much for calling.
I'm Messi calling from Agrai.
Good.
My sister, anyone that say that Wahala of Nigeria is spiritual, if they know where they go to pray for Nigeria to heal it, let them heal the country for us.
Oh, that's a good one.
They don't come, they deceive us for here. Where the land in the Bible, where the land is so bitter, is the man of God with now then go there and pray, and the land they heal. Their own money they want. But they not come to deceive us for here. Anybody that out there that know that solution of Nigeria is spiritual this and that. Let us pray for the spiritual to come up for the land. Make the land good, I beg. Make us rest, I beg.
Okay. All right. 99.3 Nigeria info, the sunny side. We're going to quickly go off on a break. We'll be right back.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
Quality talk.
Intelligent conversations.
Always interesting.
So engaging.
Sometimes even mind-boggling.
Nigeria Info. Nigeria Info. Ask everyone. Anyone.
99.3 Nigeria Info, you're on the sunny side. We have to quickly move now to, let's see, because we'll have a short break in a moment. We'll have to quickly move to, oh no, not enough time. Not enough time to go through all the messages. Well, thank you. Yesterday, the EFCC spokesperson was on Nigeria Info, and something played out. I want to find out whether you noticed it. It's very interesting that it does quite appear that some people are out of reach as far as being within the law. That's a very sketchy way to put it. And so you can actually piece together the picture that you are about to run through your imagination and make for yourself what you think may be happening. Now, I remember last week someone reminded me about the conversation of Yahaya Bello, and I'm so glad that we had the spokesperson on the show yesterday. And this is what he had to say about Yahaya Bello. We have to quickly go to that conversation because I got 2 requests last week to bring the conversation back. So this is what the spokesperson had to say.
Yahaya Bello is concerned, he remains wanted. And until we're able to bring him to justice, he will remain in that status. It is not that the EFCC is not as if it's somewhere and we cannot. No. It's a standard practice across the world. There are suspects that will fade arrest. There are suspects that will go underground. There are suspects that will just make themselves, unreachable by enemies.
Okay.
So the last resort
I'm so sorry, Mr. Iwa. Let me come back again. Does the EFCC not know the whereabouts of Yahaya Bello? Do you not know where he is, or are you unable to arrest him? Is he being protected? What exactly is the case? Nigerians are curious.
I just told you now. He is being declared wanted.
Okay.
And that very fact answers whatever question you may have. As long as we have not arrested him, he remains wanted. I will not tell you what is being done to ensure that he's brought to justice. So let's just wait.
So when you say he's wanted, it means that you're looking for him. He needs to come and answer to the EFCC. But if you were able to get a Rotas Okorocha from his house, why can't you go get
Champions is underway with twists, fixtures, and champions from across Nigeria. At 4 o'clock, Adekwetu Adenike and Etomi Bernard Samuel will square up to each other on the topic. Will suspending duties and taxes on imported food positively impact the nation's food security? And at 5 o'clock, Chimereme Eberebe and Mary Uke Ashia will go toe-to-toe on the topic. Is censorship a necessary tool for maintaining social order or a violation of free speech? Judges will vote to give one loser a second chance in the competition. Who will they be? Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ tournament. 16 champions, now 15. One winner, 2 million naira. Well, I am Yvonne Ochaifo. Join Femi Obang Daniels and me from 4 p.m. on Nigeria Info as we find out I Beg to Differ, a tournament of champions.
Imagine being able to buy items that have been on your wish list for so long without having to worry about upfront cash payments. Are you a business looking for maximum market exposure to grow your cash customer base? The first ever small fair in Nigeria is here. Happening on the 17th of August at the Peace Steeds Conference Center opposite Nikon Town, Lekki, Lagos. From 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. At the Small Fair 2024, you can access 500k plus products and do small installment payments. Ooh. As a business owner, not only do you get to showcase your unique products and services, but you also have an excellent chance to attract new customers and increase your profits. And guess what? Attendance is free. For registration, exhibition, and sponsorship, visit www.smallfair.com or call 0916-767-2191. When your needs seem far-fetched, remember, you can do small. This fair is proudly organized by Small and sponsored by InterSwitch, Thinkra, and Quora.
Welcome back to your number one talk, news, and sports station. This is Nigeria Info.
Okay,
So
I'm so sorry, Mr. Yuwa. Let me come back again. Does the EFCC not know the whereabouts of Yahya Bello? Do you not know where he is, or are you unable to arrest him? Is he being protected? What exactly is the case? Because Nigerians are curious.
I just told you now. He's been declared wanted.
Okay.
And that very fact answers whatever question that you may have. As long as we have not arrested him, he remains wanted. I will not tell you what is being done to ensure that he's brought to justice. So let's just wait.
So when you say he's wanted, it means that you're looking for him. He needs to come and answer to the EFCC. But if you were able to get a Rochas Okorocha from his house, why can't you go get him?
I just said it that Yahya Bello remains wanted. You see, let me tell you, we are a law-abiding anti-corruption agency. We operate within the ambit of the rule of law. You will recall that day when we went for his arrest, that he resisted arrest, we decided not to employ any extrajudicial measure of arresting him.
All right, so quite a handful of. So I've just been told that there's a live. I have a live appearance in the next few minutes. I have a live appearance in the next few minutes, so we have just a few more minutes left for this conversation. I want to thank you very much for your understanding. So let's now begin this other aspect of the conversation. Is there anything you want to share?
No, Joyce.
Okay.
Relax.
Okay, so let's begin. Last week, someone sent me a message saying, "Oh, Joyce, has the EFCC arrested Yahya Bello? What's the update?" Now, I didn't have any update last week to give in that regard, but what appears to have been a development, I think, for about a month now, would be that a chief judge of the Federal High Court declined the request to transfer the 80.2 billion naira fraud trial of ex-governor Kogi State Yahya Bello from Abuja to Kogi State. So that was the last drama that evolved around this. Where is Yahya Bello and why hasn't the EFCC arrested them? I think it was because somehow the conversation or one of the conversations from last week touched on the management of corruption or something that had to do with corruption in the Nigerian system. Okay, so now with that said, you heard the EFCC spokesperson who was on Hot Facts yesterday. And he attempted to answer a question. I don't know if you think he properly answered the question. I thought it was particularly dramatic that the EFCC would have Yahya Bello wanted. But I loved when Miriam asked him, if you were able to get to Rochas Okorocha, what's this difficulty with apprehending Yahya Bello? You heard the response. Now let's talk. Welcome to the show, Nigeria, for you on the sunny side.
Lady J, good afternoon.
Welcome. Thank you very much for calling. Yeah, welcome, Emeka.
You see, I was tuned to that very interview, and like many callers said, or those who called in during the program, you found that the spokesperson of the EFCC was very, very evasive of most of the questions. I don't think he understands that, first of all, the EFCC was established. It's a creation of law, and they are being paid by taxpayers' money, hence answerable to taxpayers. Therefore, we deserve to know the modus operandi or what is being done in cases of this nature. And it was also funny when he alluded to the fact that EFCC is a law-abiding agency when he was asked about the question of the whereabouts of Yahya Bello. When they invaded Rochas Okorocha's house, I believe that there was some breaking in. I don't think they stuck to the law. The law was not applied in that case. They made sure they got him at all costs. But in the case of Yahya Bello, we see a different drama playing out. And the question is why? Is it that we now have two sets of laws? Because if you have heard of EFCC going to hotels to pick up these boys who are said to be Yahoo boys in the streets, the way they back into hotel rooms with reckless abandon, break into hotel rooms, assault people, and pick up these boys. And then you now start asking yourself, why is it that they cannot do same to arrest somebody who no longer enjoys any immunity and is accused of embezzling huge amount of money belonging to the people of his state? There's no then say Nigeria has become an animal farm where some animals seem to be higher than others, and it's like we operate two sets of laws. For me, I think a whole lot has to be done to revitalize the EFCC. I don't know if it's the act that created them. I don't know if it has to do with our laws. But I think something needs to be done so that they can operate to optimal capacity. As far as I'm concerned, that interview did not do justice to the question. The spokesperson did not do justice to the questions posed and left Nigerians further in doubt after the operations of EFCC and so why certain people seem to be above the law, or it appears.
Thank you.
So, as far as I'm concerned, there's no commitment or determination or political will to prosecute Yahaya Bello as it stands.
Thank you very much for calling. Hello, good afternoon to you. How are you? Turn up the volume of your radio set.
Hello, good afternoon, Joy.
Afternoon to you. Welcome.
My name is Solomon.
Welcome, Solomon.
Yes. I was listening to this the conversation that Mary had with the EFCC spokesman yesterday. So you know that when Mary asked him that question, he was stammering. He was like waving some, trying to dodge some of that very particular question. That shows us that I think it's like some people is above law in this country, because as like the last person said, maybe this law is divided into two now. That is one for a poor man, I mean, should I say common Nigerians or what? And then the other one is for big boys. You understand? Like when somebody is stealing matches, he will go for jail in Nigeria for 20 years. Another person will carry bags of Ghana must go with dollars, with hard currency or nairas, and if not, nobody, maybe they will give him a jail for 5 years, or maybe they will go scot-free. So I don't know whether this same man that they forwarded the question to him yesterday was the same man that said that if he did not catch Yahaya Bello, that he will resign from his job.
No, they're not the same. They're not the same. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you. Skype caller. Hello, how are you? Can you hear us?
Hello, Joyce. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. Welcome.
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, how's everything?
Good, good. Tell us your name. Where you're calling from.
Yeah, Kehinde Ario. I'm calling from London.
Good.
Yeah, what I want to say about this issue is this. It is no more news that there are two sets of laws that are working in Nigeria. One that works for the southern part and one that works for the northern part. If you want to believe me, fine. If you don't want to believe me, it's also fine. But that is the truth of the matter. And I am very, very sad because I am from the south. When something has to do with the southerners, the law will take its course. But when it has to do with the northerners, then the law will look like a toothless tiger.
Is that an accurate way to look at it? You think it's a regional thing?
That's the way to look at it. That's it. Okay, Mele Kyari, you think if it's a southerner that is in the position of Mele Kyari, he will still be in that position up to now? I can tell you that he will not be there. He will not be there if it's a southerner.
But this president is from the south and he wants him there. Otherwise, he would have been replaced.
If they remove Mele Kyari today, Tinubu is going, he knows.
Oh, that's wild. Oh, come on.
My own personal understanding. It's my own personal understanding. That's why I said there are two laws that are operating in this country.
Yeah, I just feel like it's a little too. You're making it regional, almost. You're making it regional, like a ethnic bias.
Don't let us do. Okay, look at. Okay. I read two news on the papers today. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo was saying that Nigeria is sitting on a keg of gunpowder. former Vice President Osibajo was saying Nigeria can rise again. But these people have ruled Nigeria before. Why can't they make Nigeria rise again? Why are they saying it now that they've done their 8 years? Eight years and you cannot do any improvement. Now, if you ask people today that what is Nigeria, I will tell you Nigeria is rising. Let Tinubu go. After 8 years, Tinubu will tell you Nigeria he will still rise. Nigeria will still rise. But if you ask him now, he tell you Nigeria is already rising. Nobody is ready to speak the truth. Look at the way that man is talking to you in your studio. He's telling you lies, and then there's nothing you can do to him. Because as far as I'm concerned, all I heard from him are just lies.
Would you call that lies or a half-truth?
They are not hard truths. What he was saying was not hard truth. Half
the truth. Half the truth.
If it were to be Yahoo boys, they will bring them out. Even if they are inside the hole in the ground, they will bring them out. They will smoke them out. But it is Yaya Bello. They will have to step back.
All right. Okay. Well, thank you very much for calling. I appreciate. Thank you. Ooh. I didn't quite think that would go that way. Hello. Welcome. How are you? Can you hear us? I don't think you.
Yeah.
Okay. Hello. Can you hear me?
Hello, Joyce.
Yeah. Welcome. Hello. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Hello, good afternoon.
The volume of your radio set. Speak up for us. Tell us your name.
Yeah, it's off. Good afternoon. Yeah, I'm Samuel.
Welcome, Sam.
Yeah. I heard the conversation yesterday.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Number one, the guy was arrogant.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if all these, I don't know.
Well, don't bother about that.
These public office holders, if they know they actually serve the people. If they, according to Marianne, she said she has spoken to this guy to come for the show. That okay, he has been given series of excuses. I think for like a month or so. You came yesterday. There was no apologies from you.
Okay, well, let's leave that. Let's just talk about.
You started talking arrogantly.
Okay, let's ignore that.
The way he was responding to the questions.
Let's talk about the questions. Let's talk about the questions. Forget his disposition.
Yes.
Let's talk about what he said.
Okay.
Yeah, about arresting Yahaya Bello. Let's just see whether we can manage that. I know you are displeased, but let's just stay there for time.
Okay.
Yeah. So based on this whole catching,
him,
yeah.
Yeah, according to him, he said Yahaya Bello is still wanted.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, when a person is wanted by the police, you don't see the person still attending functions, attending wedding ceremonies and all sorts, and they claim he's wanted. What is the name of this former humanitarian minister that served under Buhari, that embezzled a certain amount of money in the claims that she was feeding children? EFCC arraigned that. Till today, nothing has been done. I think
they got some money. They got some money off of her. They got some money.
And how many politicians have the EFCC prosecuted in the last 9 years? The IPC have been in power. None. But these people, they successfully barge into the house of young men. I have a friend that fell a victim. They actually scaled his fence.
Oh.
Beat up his younger brother that came for NYC redeployment. These people, they are animals. They claim they act within the law. They act within the law of the state. But these people are not humans.
Well,
he came yesterday. He was all pompous and arrogant.
Okay. Say, look,
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. But the way his tone yesterday, as if he was doing us a favor.
You sound like you're really upset. Are you upset at the EFCC or the gentleman who came yesterday?
See, all
you're upset at everybody.
All the organization, yes.
Okay. Well, thank you.
I don't know if these they are appointees, if they actually know that they are serving the people.
All right. Thank you so much for calling.
I don't think they know that.
Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate. I just really wanted to talk about the explanation he gave around Yahaya Bello, and I wanted your interpretation to that. Hello, how are you?
Hello, Joyce. My name is Sam.
Welcome, Sam.
Like what all of that people have said, they are right. The man was dodging all the questions. When they wanted to go and take Igboho the military or something, did they not go and kill some of his people? He said he did not want some people to die. But they killed some people in Nnamdi Kanu's house when they wanted to come and arrest him. And then you don't want to arrest a governor that steal our money. You say you don't want life to go. And he's carrying our money. We are not serious in this country. Until some of these people are killed, the Nigeria will not work. It will not work.
All right.
Yes.
Okay, easy now.
What happened in China must happen.
Oh, wait. Wait, from your language and from your passions, it does quite appear that a lot of you do not even believe that the EFCC could be actually fighting corruption, which is also something I'm looking to hear if that's what you're thinking. Hello. Oh,
good afternoon.
Afternoon to you. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, this is Pastor Ladipo.
Welcome. You have 1 minute.
Calling from Sarigam.
Thank you.
You see, that man yesterday, after listening to him, I feel pained. Were they not the people that break the roof to go and get Rocha Sokorocha? Break the door, break the roof. These people, is like in Nigeria today, we have 2 sets of laws. If you are not in the book, you will be followed till even inside the hole. But if you are in the bar, they don't go, you are untouchable. Imagine them having temerity to tell his lawyers that they should bring the case to Kogi State. If we are serious to fight, Joyce, I want you to go and watch that interview with Obono Black that Shehu did. You'll literally be crying for this country, crying that some group of people are bent to swallow what they don't need in the next their generation to come. It's painful that people commit. See, in this country, we don't reward good behavior. The woman that turned palliative into her birthday gift, she has been rewarded with a position. What are we talking about? Here we are now. Everybody is feeling the pain. All the people that surround the president, they are questionable characters. All of them, especially the ones that he gave appointment, they are all questionable characters. And EFCC is saying, the man is telling annoying people yesterday, saying that this one did not write us official. We didn't get it, the message official. We didn't get it official. What about the ones that go and break hotel rooms? And they were beating people that were there.
All right. Thank you.
Did you not see that one? Did they write them official? Let this wickedness continue. That is why we have more people who are planning to do bad now than those who want to do good. Because we don't reward good behavior. Nigeria, there is no severe measure for punishment. Joyce, it is painful.
I appreciate
it. It's painful.
Thank you so much for calling. Oops. All right, so this conversation is going to have to hang in the air. We have guests in the studio. And yes, I'm going to tell you beforehand that what they have to say you want to hear. So sit tight. We'll be right back.
You are listening to Open Thought on the Sunny Side with Joyce. Let's talk.
Hello, welcome to the show, 99.3 Nigeria Info. And I think I'm just going to begin hitting the ground.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.